And we're live.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up? What's up? We already got a few people on there. What's going on? We got Mark over here from Sharks Vending. Mark the Shark.
What's going on, guys?
All right, wait for a few people to get on here. See what we got going on. What's up? What's up? Yeah. Yeah, we're over here trying to put some plans together, figure out some business moves. Huh? Mark, get yourself ready.
I can see the chat.
Okay,
here.
you got it on live right there. All right. Yeah, we're putting some business moves together. As y'all know, the ones that's been watching for a while, I've been trying to put together an arcade, so I've been building up some machines. So me and Mark have been talking about trying to figure something out. Maybe we'll be going to business. We'll be going into business here soon together, doing something.
Yeah.
Where Mark rode down to pick up an ATM machine, and we're getting ready to figure some things out. We were gonna go out and do some searching for some collections, but we kind of ran out of time. It was getting kind of late.
And it's cold. It's cold,
it's cold out there. It's cold out there.
Like
I got my knit cap on, and it's colder than that. It's got to be. It's getting colder. It's dropping.
Right.
I know it was like 40 this morning. I think it was even in the 30s. But when I went outside, it was ice on the roofs of all the houses.
You're a little further north than me, though. So
yeah, it was ice on the grass. We don't get that too much in Florida.
I got my biggest
cold down
sweater
here.
is a little thin t-shirt material.
Yeah, I'm always riding around in t-shirts. But yeah, so me and Mark, we're over here discussing some things, and Mark's trying to boost his YouTube channel up. For those of you who don't know about Mark's channel, y'all go check out Mark Sydow. That's SYDOW.
That's right.
Y'all go check out Mark the Shark's channel. I got into vending. I created my own route. I established my own route. I bought vending machines used from people who were getting out of the business, and it didn't work for them for whatever reason, or maybe it did work and then they just had other things going on and they'd lose locations. They didn't want to put new locations up, or for whatever reason they just wanted to get out of the business. And I would find people that were selling their old machines from their old route, and I'd buy them in bulk, sell a few of them out to try to make the majority of my investment back, so I could just place my machines pretty much for free, minus the cost of the product, the candy that I put in it. And I established my own route. I went to every location that I have personally and talked to the business owner myself. So, I just built my route from the ground up. Mark, he did it a different way. Mark actually bought a bunch of routes that were already established from different people, and he just took a different approach to it. So I'm going to just talk to Mark a little bit. He hasn't been doing it very long, but in the time that he's been doing it, you started what, December what?
I took my first drive with the previous owner on December 11th was my first official, when I handed him over the money.
Okay, and that's when you got the keys that date to your machines?
I got the keys and all the machines.
And how many machines did you buy that day, your first route?
That day I bought 140. I think it came out to be 142 locations when it was all said and done, but it was 140 on paper.
142. Okay, and then you bought a couple other routes too, didn't you?
Yeah, since then I bought the guy that I bought the original routes off of. He had a co-partnership with another gentleman, and I ended up buying some off of him directly, and then I bought some off of their partnership. So total machines, it was 180, probably 185 total machines, and then now since then I've placed 9 myself. And I'm up to 195. I just placed another one last Thursday. So
okay, so Mark's growing pretty quick here. So it's multiple ways that you can go about going into this business. Hold on, let me get this camera straight here. Seems like the camera's a little off. Okay, it's multiple ways to go about attacking this business. You can buy machines like I did. If you're starting out with, maybe less finances to start out with, you can buy the machines and maybe go in that way and place your own, or you can take it the way Mark did. He just bought some established routes that were already established, And now I'm getting ready to buy a full line route from a guy that's already established. It definitely costs a little more sometimes that way. But the good thing is it's a little more passive because it's already created and you don't have to do the work. You have a system that's already set up and you know how much this location is making pretty much, give or take. It swings a little lower, a little higher, you know, from month to month or from collection period to collection period. It won't always be the same, but that's the nature of the business.
Yeah.
How many collections have you done already, Mark?
I've done multiple collections, but I haven't done the entire route yet. I've probably done 85% of the total route, so I've done 170 locations.
About 170, and you have 200?
Just under 200 locations.
Just under 200 locations now. So, with those locations, you have them in what cities? How many cities do you have?
I'm all over Central Florida, so currently I'm in Orlando, Claremont, Leesburg, in Inverness, Clearwater Beach, St. Pete Beach, Newport Richey, Crystal River, Ocala. Okay, I'm actually treading on his area a little bit, but
hey, it's room for everybody to eat.
That's it. That's just it.
With businesses there are so many businesses that are opening and closing every day, every year. Like, even if a market is saturated, that can change. Like, next year, that can completely be changed. Yeah. Businesses go out of business. I've lost locations myself just for businesses shutting down, relocating, going out of business in general. Like, I mean,
just it happens. In the short amount of time I've been doing it, guys. So initially, I wanted to try to hit all of my locations before the first of the year so I can get, because going into it, I didn't know what the product was going to be, if the machine was even up and rocking. Some of these locations hadn't been to in months. You know, they weren't in the best condition when I took it over. And I'm not saying it's great now, but at least it's manageable to where I was able to at least document how much product's in there. So when I can go on my first full route, at the end of February, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos where I'll be doing pretty much all 200 of them. And then I'll be able to really show you the profits made and that go from there. Right now, I'm just it was basically all free money for me right now because the guy just basically handed me the keys and said, hey, the product's in there is yours. The money in there is whatever's in there is yours. So it was kind of like a bonus and kind of made the deal a little sweeter. And made my front end costs down per location a lot cheaper.
So how much did you pay for all? You said you have almost 200. What you got?
Yeah.
How many do you have?
195 now.
195. Okay, 5 away from 200.
Yep.
So for 195 machines, how much did you pay for 195 machines?
With just for the machine,
just for the machines. Just for the machines.
Just probably right around 14,000.
14,000.
Yeah.
How much of that have you made back in just over a month?
I've done, just on the collections I've done so far, I've collected over $3,000.
Okay, so and that's in
a month.
But you like don't know how long they've been sitting there.
Yeah, so they're not really accurate numbers, guys. So, you know, I'm trying to just base it off of everything I've done research on. And, you know, I know a goal is to hit anywhere between $10 to $20 profit per machine. If I could average that, you do the math on that times 200 every 60 days. I'd go I'm not going to go collect them every month. There's just too much.
So let's just look at this. Let's put it in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that the next 3 collections.
Yep.
If you're making $3,000 like that, let's say the next 3 collections, that'll be 9,000, give or take. If you
right. Well, I'm only going to collect every 2 months, so it's actually it'll be double that. So my next collection at the end of February should be anywhere between 4,000 and 6,000.
Okay, so in the next 2 collections, give or take, you should pretty much have your money back.
Correct.
Maybe by this summer. By this summer, you should already be on top.
My goal by June 1st to have everything, my initial investment paid off, and then everything else is free money for me for the rest of my life, or decide to sell it, or I don't think I'll ever get out of it. I might sell some locations because the route is pretty spread out right now.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking at that. I'm gonna pull something up while you're speaking. Okay. Because I had a comment from a guy, right? And You know, I wanted to touch on it real quick. I wanted to ask you a question. Can you make money from these small machines? A guy made a comment on my page earlier today and said that he said that you can't make money from those little machines. Was his comment? Well, you know. Now, okay, you're not going to be a millionaire off of one gumball machine. Like, it's not going to happen like that. But I know plenty of people who have multiple locations and multiple different types of machines who are doing very well for themselves. I know a guy, Daniel Bezerra. I actually have a video I did with him. I'm gonna have to post it up because Daniel lives down in the Fort Lauderdale area. He's in South Florida, and he has 600 of the U-turn machines, the yellow ones with the 4 ways of candy in them. I do the triple heads. He offers even another selection because he has the 4 ways, the U-turns. Yeah. He has about 600 of them. Him and his wife do it full time. They live off of it. 600, that's a lot of machines. That's a lot of locations. That's a lot of keeping up to
I would most definitely be looking for some help at that point.
Yeah, that's a lot. But
200 is pushing it for me as far.
That's a lot of collections.
I could totally see. I could do a lot more if my locations were bumped, like close. Like if I had 500 locations within 20 miles.
They're so spread out and dispersed
right now.
That's your windshield time. You always got to take into account your windshield time when you're doing a business like this. And that's why I've kind of lately I've been trying to I want to transfer over into more full line machines. So I've been trying to make that transition. I got a few full line machines already, but the beginning of my route started with multiple Vendstar machines. And, I know a lot of people, they don't think that those are the greatest machines, and a lot of other vendors, they talk down about those machines. And yeah, they're not the greatest machine. They have some issues. I love the model for them. I just think that they're faulty in a lot of ways, like the flaps. I don't like how that you can't interchange the plastic or the plexiglass that's on it. But I do like the removable canisters so that you can carry and change your products. I like how simplistic they are. I like that they're light. Mark, you have the bulk of your route is a lot of Vendstars as well, right?
Yeah, I would say I have like over 160 Vendstars. And
what is your take on the Vendstar machines?
You know what? To each their own, guys. Vendstar, it's a cheaper machine. But at the end of the day, like I've said in multiple videos in the past, they all collect quarters.
Little startup cost.
And like I made a video on buying one used and how much it would actually cost you guys to actually start from nothing. And for $81, you can buy a machine used, get it cleaned up, buy product for it, and get it out there. So there's really no excuses. Like if you guys are wanting to do it, that'd be the best way to go. Yeah, there's nicer machines out there, but all of them have their issues. Like Beaver and there's metal machines out there, but down in Florida, metal rusts. So it's not so much of the best thing to have here. I just went Friday morning. No. Anyway, I went a couple days ago to look at some the Terminator U-turn machines. It was
you about to add some of those?
The guy was.
Oh, that's the ones you sent me the photo of that you were thinking about.
Yeah, so the guy had 54 of them total, and
the junk ones.
Yeah, and I went and looked at them, and the one picture he showed online, it looked great. And then I went and looked at them, and they've been sitting for 7 months, and they're completely rusted out. So
that brings up another issue, man, that I've had as well. Like, I always tell people, if you want to get into the vending business and you want to get your own machines, you want to get started. I get a lot of questions. Where should I buy my machines? How do I find good machines? This and that. When you look online, a lot of time people will, they'll kind of hit an angle of the machine in the photo to make it look nicer than it is, this and that. They'll tell you this and that, like new or barely used, or like they'll use words great condition. And then you get there and it's a piece of junk. So what I do before I take a trip to go even look at machines, because I've been kind of burnt like this before, taking a trip, and it's not what I wanted. And a lot of times I've actually gotten over because I get there and then I'm like, oh man, come on, man, I asked you about this and you told me this. And then sometimes they let it go for a real low price. But that's why I'm always adamant on the phone with people, and I'm extremely honest. I'm like, listen, I have a vending business. I buy these machines all the time. When I get there, I'm going to check every single thing. If I'm buying a candy machine, a gumball machine, I'm gonna check every turner. I'm gonna make sure the wheel turns. I'm gonna put candy in. I'm gonna make sure it works. If I'm buying a soda or snack machine, when I get there, I'm gonna plug it in. I want to see the lights work. I want to check the bill validator. I want to check the coin mech. I want to make sure it's cooling. I'm gonna check every single spiral. I want to make sure that every single one vends. So if there's something wrong with it, if there's any issues I need to know about, let me know now. Please let me know, because I don't want to drive all the way there and this and that.
Time is valuable.
And I tell them multiple times, listen, are you sure there's nothing wrong with it? Because when I get there, I'm going to check everything. And then sometimes they'll be like, oh, well, it's got this issue. It needs keys. It needs that. Or maybe they'll tell me, oh, well, I don't know. It was working the last time I checked. So, you know, when you hear stuff like that, then you have to be careful, especially if you're going to make a drive for like an hour or so to pick something up or longer. So just a little few tips there, suggestions if any of you are buying used online. There are benefits to buying new if you have a little more startup capital. Sometimes it's more worth it to spend a little more and get a brand new machine.
Right.
Now, if you're scrounging for money you don't really have and you're really just trying to create something for yourself, then it's not about your resources, it's about your resourcefulness. Go get that used machine, make it work. You know, spray paint it, clean it up, put it together, make it work, make something happen. But, you know, if you have a little bit more money, sometimes the newer machine, that's the way to go as well. Me personally, like I said, I started my route buying used machines. I buy a bulk amount from people who are getting out of the business, and I'll take a portion of those, clean them up, resell them, make my money back for the route, and then I place all my machines for free. So for me, I was able to come up. I didn't just buy a whole bunch of machines and place them and then just kind of wait month to month to try to make my money back. I made an initial move, an initial decision from the beginning that I posted a lot of my machines. I refurbished them pretty quick I had to put in the time and effort to clean them up. And sometimes I got lucky with some good deals, and I made some good deals too. But I mean, you'll find good deals, and you're going to find your best deals buying a bulk amount. But then you have to do the work. You have to post them on multiple sites, and, you know, people will reach out to you, and you can make money like that. But that kind of was the way that I started. And I just kind of wanted to show you the difference from the way that I started as opposed to how Mark started his business. So if you want to start a router or something maybe you're interested in, maybe you want to get your kids involved in it. Maybe it's something you don't want to do, but maybe you want to teach your kid to be an entrepreneur. So, you know, maybe a gumball machine isn't something you know that you want to do, but it may be something good for one of your children to teach them how to establish a business, and you can do it with them, and it's kind of a fun way to teach a kid. Or maybe it's something that you do want to take serious, and there are people who take it serious and they make a lot of money doing it. I know people who live off of it. Yeah. There's a lot of vendors who do. And then maybe you start with a small machine and then you get bit by the vending bug, you know, and now you want to elevate like I did to full line machines, and you see more value in the dollar bill machines because now instead of collecting quarters, you're collecting stacks of dollars.
Right.
So, and then it's passive. Like, you don't have to be there to make the money. You set the machine up, you do the initial work, and you go back once every few weeks with the full line machines, you know, once every month or two with the smaller bulk machines. And then you make your collections, and then throughout the month you can still maintain a job or do some other things. It's just a side income that you can use that money to invest in other things. So that's what drew me to it, you know.
I'm not to the point yet where this is eventually what I want to have as my primary source of income, but I still have other multiple streams of income, guys. I wanted to answer a couple of these questions they asked right when we started. Bradley Pack, is a vending machine business good for a 17-year-old that wants to start making his own income? Absolutely. There's vending. That's the greatest thing about it. You could be 10. You could be 80.
It's good for anybody.
It's anybody that wants to take a couple hours and really learn how to do it and get it out there. And if you have the motivation and hustle or are comfortable going out and trying to get locations, then absolutely.
I give you everything. I give you all the tools you need right here on this channel.
Yep.
I don't make any money like selling the course or anything. I'm just kind of showing what I do. And if anybody wants to pick up tips or suggestions based on what I do, maybe it's something you want to do. Maybe you can learn from my mistakes. You can learn from the things that work for me. You know, like I make mistakes too. I've lost candy in machines because I put it in areas that were hot.
Yep.
I put it next to windows where the sun got to it. Bugs have gotten into my candy. I mean, it's been like, there's always going to be things that go wrong, but you learn from the mistakes and you're like, okay, let me not put this machine next to a window where the sun can get to it. Let me make sure I keep it in an air conditioned place. Yep. Maybe if it's a place that I do want to put it, I don't put any chocolate products. I'll put something like gumballs or harder products. Or maybe even you move into the capsule machines or the tattoo stickers, something that's gonna perish or go bad. So I mean, there's all type of different ways that you can attack the business, and it's just, I don't know. For me, I've been really intrigued by vending machines. I see it as a form of passive income, not completely passive because there is work involved, but it's minimal work. It's not like a job where you're slaving away all day busting your butt. You know, if you can put up maybe 20 machines in a close vicinity, you can go through there and knock that out on a Saturday when you're off work, and I mean, you make a collection of quite a few $100s, maybe even up to close to around $1,000. And all you did was spend a couple hours and you went and got it. True enough, you got to buy the products and you have to refill it. But that's minimal work. You got to go to the grocery store to buy your own groceries anyway. While you're there, well, why not kill two birds with one stone? Buy your products, write them off as a business. When you own your own business, you get all type of write-offs. You could write your phone off as a business, your Wi-Fi off as a business, part of your electricity off if you're running from your house. I mean, there are so many different things that you can get. If you get a Sam's card, now you're writing it off as your business expenses. And I mean, if you buy products, why not buy it in bulk at Sam's? I buy my stuff at Sam's. I buy not only my business products, but I buy things that I need for my own house and my own personal uses. Right. So I mean, there are a lot of perks to it that you can do. You write off gas, all type of things.
And there's no right or wrong way to do this, guys. I mean, everybody has their own way. You can design it how you want to run it. Like
definitely make your own hours.
We live in Florida where, but I know people that have vending machines, little gumball machines up north that take the trains to go collections. This isn't always,
Go ahead, Nick. I'm gonna answer some of these comments.
But no, I mean, it's just, everybody has their own way of wanting to run their own business. And that's the greatest thing about it. It's your business. You can do what you want with it. You can grow it as little or as much as you want. You can just stick with gumballs. You can do candy. You could build it up to full line vending, coffee. I mean, there's a billion. We were just talking about doing some kind of laundromat arcade where, there's the options are endless. And it's not, definitely. It's just about having an open mind and getting out there and being motivated. If you got to be hungry for it, guys. It's not gonna, after time, it might, business might start coming to you. But at the first part, you're gonna have to put into it.
Somebody put on here 30 ain't cold.
Yeah, well, 30 in Florida is cold.
30 in Florida is cold, definitely.
30 anywhere is cold.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how long you can stay in 30-degree weather. I
lived in South Dakota for a year. I did
eventually
a lot of contracting.
You're gonna get cold. You might not be cold immediately.
It was minus 40 for about a week at a time in the winter. The South Dakota winters are brutal.
Okay, somebody put on here, BK Vending. If I am just starting out, do I need to worry about business cards and insurance and all that right away? Okay, a business card. The only thing that a business card is good for is a fancy way to give somebody your phone number.
Yep.
But I'm going to say yes to that question, even though most business cards end up right in the trash can. But you still need it because it's professional. It's a fancy way to give somebody your card, your number. So I'm going to say yes because for $8.50, you can get 500 business cards made at Vistaprint. Like for $8.50, that is a super cheap investment. Okay, there's Mark the Sharks. Mark the Sharks card. I got a few cards myself. My card looks like that sign right back there. It's got some of the original machines that I did.
That was it. So $10 Vistaprint for 500 of them, guys.
I would say
it's a cheap investment to look somewhat presentable or professional, especially if you're in a market where there's competition.
Definitely. I would say yes.
Yes.
Definitely get it.
It would, it's most definitely a professional look. You don't need it.
You don't have to have it. You can give somebody your number, but it definitely looks good. And if you want to leave, if you go into a business and they say, you know, okay, maybe the boss isn't here right now. Can I get him to give you a call back? Leave your card. It just looks professional when you leave the card. So I would say yes, invest that $850. Go to Vistaprint. I don't know if anybody would like me to do a video on something like that. Going to Vistaprint and maybe showing how you can get your cards done. Maybe I'll do something like that. Leave me a comment if y'all want to see something like that. And maybe I'll do something in the future here.
This one here?
Yeah, let me hold this one. That way I don't have to mess with that one.
Question.
Okay.
We both have matching red shirts.
Yeah.
He's copying me, actually.
Yeah, he showed up with it, so I went and put mine on. But as far as insurance, different people feel differently about that. I didn't have my insurance with my company immediately until I had a certain amount of machines that I felt it was worth it. But I would say to be covered, it's definitely good to have it. If you're just going to put up 1 or 2 machines, like, I don't know. I'm not giving advice here. I'm not trying to give legal advice. But
it's your own business.
Yeah,
guys. Do what you want. It's a sketchy area because
yeah, you want to be covered, especially if you have assets. Like if you already have some money, if you don't have anything, and you like, I don't think it really matters if you're at the bottom. What are they going to sue you for? Right. You know what I mean? But if you have some money set up, you have, you know, if you own property or own anything, you have assets, I would say definitely get an LLC.
Not to get it, guys.
Yeah, it's a few $100s. It covers you for the entire year.
Yep.
Definitely you want to set up an LLC as well.
Yes.
And put it into a trust and kind of look into all that, so it'd be difficult for people to find things and put that trust into a trust and
put that trust in my name.
But definitely good to have at least liability coverage. You know, you don't have to have anything crazy, but at least
it might be $11 a month, guys, for like a $500,000 policy. You know, it's nothing. It's not a lot because it's very low risk.
It depends on your city and state. Mine's a little more than that. But
well, I got mine all channeled into my government contract, so I got a big.
There are ways around it. There are breaks and things you could find in your personal. Okay, how about this? This is what I would recommend. Go to your existing insurance provider, maybe somebody who does your homeowner's policy or who does your car policy, and get a quote from them. Yep. Like, it doesn't hurt to get a quote. They'll give you a quote for free. And then maybe go to 2 or 3 others. And it's kind of like you're getting an appraisal of an insurance rate. And see which one offers the best. You're not set in stone.
You can shop it around just like your car insurance.
See where your best deal comes from. He says it's 14 degrees in Jersey.
You can have that.
Yeah, that's cold.
I'll be in Vegas next week, guys, for about 6 days. If any of you guys are out there, and hit me up.
Oh, okay. That's what's her name?
It's cold there right now.
Trina, Trish. Integrity Vending. She's got a Integrity Vending and Fun. She has a YouTube channel that she just started recently with her son. They have a nice channel there. I'm always watching their
they got a cute little puppy videos.
Too. Yeah, they started a business and they have a bunch of gumball machines right now. And they're going around getting them placed and they're really getting into it. And she's teaching her son about entrepreneurship. So that's really awesome. So I like that channel. Y'all go check out their channel. It's really good. It's a mom and her son. And I even saw Dad in the video, the one that they just recently put up. But mostly it's the mom and the son. So that's cool. It shows their relationship, building a business up. So that's kind of cool. Maybe you mothers and sons out there who want to do a business together on the side and maybe teach your kids about a business. That's
another question. The same exact. If you're 17 to start, want to start. Yes, it's never too early to start, guys.
Never too early.
Azan
the
Khan
earlier
is
the better.
Guy. He's 14, and where's he out of? Up north somewhere. Azan. And he's 14 making. He's got a channel too. Go check him out.
Azan Khan's doing pretty good. He's been consistent. He started with honor boxes. He just got an actual bulk machine recently. And so he's doing pretty good. 13 years old, not even 14 yet. And he's already been doing his videos for a little while. But his goal is to really be taken care of by the time he's 21, by the time he's a legal age. That way he won't have to get a job. He just keep running his route, running his YouTube channel,
Absolutely.
and be getting paid off of that. So you're never too young, guys. I wish they had YouTube when I was
Back
that
when
age,
we-
and I would have got started. You know, that would have been awesome for me to start at about like 10 or 11 years old.
They didn't have internet when he was a kid.
Hold on, don't give my age away now.
That's funny.
Okay. Would you buy just one soda machine and work from there? Yes, definitely.
That's what it takes to get started. I would
yeah,
recommend
definitely.
it.
Whatever it takes to try to get some money rolling. Like, it's an investment to create more investments for more things coming. Like, me, I started with one 25-cent turner that I paid $75 for. It was a triple head machine, and I bought it in a thrift shop. And it ended up turning into, you know, chrome vending. It was just one little machine that I put it up in a few places, and I wouldn't even leave it in one place. I'd take it with me everywhere. Yeah, I wouldn't leave it. I worked security in a couple different clubs. I take it in there for the night while I'm working, and when I leave at the end of the night, I take it back with me. You know, I worked in the car wash. I took it over there. When I left there, I took it with me. I worked one day at the flea market. When I worked over there, I took it with me and I left. Like everywhere, I wouldn't leave it anywhere.
No.
But I didn't trust to leave it anywhere.
Machine,
yeah, that was my one machine.
That was your one money maker.
And then I made a few dollars out of it, this and that. And then I ended up putting it on my patio, and I got tired of carrying it everywhere. And then it overheated, leaving it in my car. And then bugs started getting in it. So I threw it all away and I threw all the candy away and left it sitting in my back patio. But then, like, it sat out there maybe for about 8 months. And I said, you know what? I'm going to really clean this thing up. I cleaned it up, spray painted it. I had another job at a new club that opened. They needed somebody to work security, patting people down, going in and stuff. So I asked the guy if I could put it in. I put it in over there. And then I just left it. I let it sit. It was the first time I let it sit. I let it sit I put it in on a Friday. And then I went back. No, I asked him on a Friday. I put it in on a Saturday. He let me put it in the next day. I put it in. And then I let it sit for 4 weekends. I went back the next Friday. It was $30.25 in it. So I was like, okay, cool. And I didn't really know about the percentage I was making. But I was making, out of whatever I made, 1/3 went back into product. The other 2/3 was my profit. So I figured, okay, $30. If I put up 10 machines, that would be on the average, and I could stay consistent with $30. And that was like what the national bulk average is, about $30 they give or take for a little mom and pop place. Now, if you get a nice foot traffic location, you can do a lot better. And if you just get it in a location that's not well, you can do not too well. I've had places I made a couple quarters and I snatched it out quick.
Yep.
But the national average, they say it's about $30. So, and then
$30
you're pulling 20.
Profit,
if you pull in 30, you make 20. So if you got 10 locations that are averaging that,
yep,
you're making 200 right there. If you got 100 locations, that's 2,000. And at the time, I'm thinking, okay, I can start with this, and then I could use it to upgrade to larger machines. So I ended up getting one of my locations where. Can you open the door for me? Thank you. Ya viene. So what happened was I started putting these machines out, and at one of my locations, they said, "Hey man, my guys are killing that machine here. Is there a way that you could put in a large machine, like a snack or soda machine?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, no problem." So, and I didn't have any, so I just started looking online, and I found the used one and ended up putting it up, and that was like my introduction into food line machines. So sometimes you just got to take a chance. You can't be paralyzed by the fear of failure or what could go wrong. You got to think what could go right. So, like I said, I put it up, and it opened an opportunity for me. And then as I started dealing with that, it opened more opportunities for me to get into more full line machines. And now I'm transitioning into more of those because I see those are actually making me more money and making it faster, because now I'm dealing with dollar bills rather than just quarters. And even though I've kind of downsized some of my full line my bulk locations, I'm not completely getting rid of them. Like, I'm buying a route now from a guy. This is actually my first route that I'm buying because I've always established my own. And it's in a location where I asked the people, would you mind if I put one of my bulk candy machines in here? So now it makes more sense to have a bulk candy machine sitting next to my soda machine and my snack machine, because maybe somebody just wants a handful of candy. Maybe they put 75 cents in to get a canned drink. They have that quarter left over. They're going to put it in that 25-cent turner for a handful of Skittles or peanut M&Ms or Runts or gumballs or whatever it is. So it's just another way to optimize your route. I want to offer as many choice machines as I can.
Hey.
So, yeah, you just got to take advantage of every opportunity you have. And maybe you're not going to make a lot from a couple of the quarter machines with just a few of them, but it's a start to something. And if you have more money you get to invest, you can invest in routes that are already established, and you'll see a return a lot faster, because now it's already set and it's a proven mode. And
there's benefits to that, guys, too. So like a lot of, if you guys have the money or income to be able to buy established routes, it does have its pros. You do know that the machines are in place. They at least at one point worked. When you're buying stuff online used, and if you do not do a thorough job, you can get really burned and, just be costing yourself a lot of money and time. So, like I said, there's no right or wrong way. It's just, to me at the time, for the price I got the machines for, it was just a benefit to me to buy them all.
Okay. Integrity Vending and Fun said, love the perspective, room for everyone to eat. And that's true. Like, I mean, people say the market is saturated. I don't want to get into this and doing this because it's saturated in my area, or there's too many people doing it. Think about how I went. You know what? I almost want to pull up the statistics on Google to show how many businesses open and close in the city every year.
Yep.
Just to show that the opportunities are there. Like, no matter how many people are doing it, there's always opportunities, because there's places that haven't been tapped into yet.
I think the stat, locally in Tampa is the local.
Gracias.
Thank you. The success rate for a new business is 70% of them fail within the first year. So just imagine that much turnover, guys. So when somebody else's machines are, that's every year you get that many more opportunities. There's new businesses. Right now the economy's good. Businesses are popping up everywhere. So don't be afraid to get out there and try to be that first one in the door and make a connection. And that's how you can easily. I went the other day, I literally spent an hour. I went to eat at a Cuban restaurant. They're brand new. They just opened in my town. I landed that location. I'm placing that this week. I went to a thrift mark that was owned by a church that had 45 kids running around in there. And I said, well, what a perfect opportunity. So I landed that one. I'm putting that in this week. And then I placed a machine last Friday Friday afternoon. I placed a machine at a brand new tattoo shop just opened up. They had the grand opening Saturday.
Let me ask you this, Mark. What is your typical approach like when you go in to try to get a new location? Like, let's say that when you finish eating, like, it's a perfect opportunity because you just became a customer of that business. Right. So that kind of makes them feel like,
you're not going in there trying to sell anything. You're actually going to be a patron of their establishment.
So what was your? I'm just curious. Yep. What was your approach when you went in? For some people who are listening and who may want to know, what is the best thing I can say to get a machine into a location like that? Like, what would I do? So what was your approach to the person?
I went into the Cuban place and I went ahead and ordered our food. And while we were waiting, it was a busy place. This place just opened up 2-3 weeks ago, and first when I walked in, of course, now, 2 months ago, I wouldn't even have looked around for a vending machine. I wouldn't even notice. Now I notice it everywhere. But I walked in, or I was waiting on my food, and I said, hey, is the owner or manager happen to be around? May I go ahead and speak to him? And because I got flyers and business cards in my car at all times, guys. And I said, hey, yep. Basically, I just said, hey, I was looking around. I noticed you guys a lot of kids sitting around in here, and I'm just a small company here locally that I do vending machines. I do little quarter turn vending candy machines, gumball machines. Would it be something you guys would be interested in? And I wasn't able to talk to the owner. It was actually the manager at the time. So she said, oh, I'd most definitely be interested. The owner's out of the town right now. They'll be back tomorrow. I'll give them your card. And I gave them a flyer and a card. And of course, what they do, they call me back and said, okay, let's go ahead and get it in here. And so I'm setting that up this week. But it's real simple, guys. It's, you're providing them a service. It's not costing them anything, and I don't offer commission. I pay commission on 2 of my locations that I was grandfathered into because I took over the routes. One's a gas station, and one's a car.
And that's
car
another
dealership.
thing you got to be careful when you buy an already established route is if you buy that route and they have commission, you just bought into that commission as well.
Absolutely.
So you got to definitely be careful about that. So when I'm buying this route from this guy who's selling me this full line route that I'm getting ready to get here this week, I'm gonna go meet up with him on Wednesday. I just did a video about it. I definitely asked. That was one of the first questions I asked. Do you pay a commission at any of these locations? And his answer was obviously no. Okay. And that's why I'm following through with it because I can establish a route myself. You know, if I have to pay commission, I'd rather just go in and create my own.
Yeah.
I would have or maybe I would have still bought it and relocated the machines because I like those machines.
And that might just be our area. And, I do watch people that are up north in the cities and bigger cities, and they have to compete. And then, that's what the owners are looking for, that 10, 20, 30. I've seen them pay up to like 40%. At that point, what's the point?
I mean, you know what? It makes more sense to pay a commission when you're dealing with a full line machine.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because you got to take into account you're using electricity, and you're taking up a lot more space. So I mean, it does make more sense, especially when you get into like arcade games or soda snack machines, things like that. But with a bulk machine, it takes up very minimal space. It doesn't really make that much. So let's say the national average of $30. If you give them 10% of gross, that's $3. Most business owners aren't worried about $3 a month. Like, you can create another value. You can become a customer there. Maybe you get your hair cut there if it's your barber. Yep. Maybe you go eat there if it's a restaurant, or you go purchase there. You send people, you send them references. Like, I mean, it's all type of ways that you can become beneficial to those people without having to pay them $1 or $2 or $3 commission every month, which doesn't make sense. Me, I actually donate to a charity. My business isn't completely centered around a charity, so I never tell people that my business is just for a charity because I don't want them to get the wrong impression.
Right.
My business is my business, but I have to pay taxes off my business at the end of the year anyway.
Right.
So I'd rather pay it to a charity and get that right off rather than just giving it to the government and I don't know what they're doing with it. At least I know where the money's going when I give it to the charity. And then some people, once I tell them that, listen, that little extra couple dollars that I would pay commission, that's better invested into a charity that I deal with. So, I mean, there's different ways that you can approach it.
I do the same thing too. I'm prior military veteran, retired from the government. So there's most definitely a lot of organizations and veterans out there that need assistance, and that's what I'm also doing as well. I just started doing, but going from there.
Okay, somebody had wrote on here, what is the legal stuff needed to start up a bulk candy biz? When I started, I'm not in a position to give legal advice, but I got a lot of videos from my beginning telling my entire story. So if anytime you want to go back and look at any of those, you can see kind of the steps that I took. I didn't have anything legal when I first started. I just put the machine out and just kind of went from there. And I already had a handful of machines out before I even thought about doing anything. By the time I had out, I had almost 20 machines out. By the time I even got a business certificate, my tax certificate, what serves as my business license, I had it in one of the clubs I was working at. And when I came into work one night, the guy who was the owner, he came to me and he said, "Hey, man, the guy from the city came by and said that you need to have one of these papers to have this machine in here." And I was like, "What paper?" Because, I was clueless. I didn't know. And they took me in the office and they had a basketball machine in there, and they had the little punch one in there.
Right.
The little punching bag one that measures how hard you punch the machine. And I went over there and he had these certificates on the wall. And he says, "You have to get some of these So I'm like, so where do I go? He says, you got to go down to he said, go down to the tax collector's office. So I Googled it. I went down there. I spoke to the people. I told them I had a vending business. I had about 20 machines. And a guy came down here to where I had one and was saying that I needed to get a license. So what do I need to do? And then they redirected me to another place. And sometimes you just got to search. If you search, if you seek, you're going to find. You're going to find the answers you're looking for. So me, there was no information on what I needed online. No YouTube channels that broke anything down. There was a few vending machine videos out, but nobody really broke down the questions that I need. So that's why I started kind of just filming what I was doing for anybody who was in the same shoes and maybe looking to get the answer to some of these questions that I had. And anyway, they led me to the place that I needed to be. I went to the city's tax office and I went and spoke with a woman, and she looked up the regulation on it, and she said that I needed to pay for my city, for each individual county, for all the machines that I had in my county. I needed to pay $3 per machine, and that would last to the end of the fiscal year. It wasn't a calendar year, it was a fiscal year. And I was like, okay, cool. So I paid $3 a piece for the machines that I had at the time. And she said it didn't matter if I picked up 100 machines that year, and I wouldn't have to pay $3 per machine until the following September,
right,
when the new year started over, and then I would have to re-register all the new machines that I added to my route. So if I had, let's say I went in there and I paid $15 for 5 machines, and I picked up 100 machines that year, I wouldn't have to pay for those next 105 machines until the following year. So, that was kind of cool, and that's how she explained it to me. And when my year passed, I went in and then I renewed all my new machines to last me for the next year. And then from there, as I gained more and more machines and I got into full line machines, I was worried about maybe a machine tipping over and falling on somebody or injuring someone, or like I started worrying about things that could happen because I wanted to protect my assets. So I never know who's going to shake a machine if something malfunctions. And I decided it was time for me to go ahead and take care of getting my insurance and move into other things like creating business. But each city and state is different.
Yeah,
so you definitely have to check like what your city and state is. If you're going to get into an LLC, like if you get a lawyer to do it, you'll probably pay between $300 to $500, minimum $300-500, around there. If you do it yourself, you look it up and do the things yourself, you could probably do it for like $100 because you're not paying anybody to do the labor and the work, which is usually pretty simple. You just got to go online and Google and figure out the information.
Just Google your local county, your city, your state that you're going to be performing the candy in or doing your business in, and they'll give you all the guideline regulations and let you know who to contact and who to reach out to.
I love the videos of you guys filling and collecting. Let me scroll down here. I gotta see who this is. Somebody sent a super chat, so I gotta scroll all the way down to this. Okay, Thomas Cass. Thomas Cass is always on here doing super chats. I appreciate the $5 donation, man. Thank you. You got the card readers running yet? Lets you know what to bring, saves gas. I haven't completely purchased the route from them. I'm gonna meet with the guy on Wednesday. And the thing is, I have to pay a $75 transfer fee from his machine to mine. And if I buy one at a time, that's going to be $75 for each machine. So I emailed the company. I'm trying to figure out everything before I actually go through with the deal. The deal's already going to be made in motion. I just haven't completely signed the deal with them, and we haven't done the transaction yet. But I'm in contact through email with Airvin, with the Airvin system. And if any of you want to find out more about Airvin or see what deal I'm doing, anybody who may be new on here, you can go check out the last video I did about getting ready to buy this new route from this guy. He's got the Airvin system on there. So it's not only just a credit card reader. There are so many other things on there. Once you swipe the credit card, if there's a malfunction and the product doesn't come out, then it tells me directly to my phone. I got another super chat on here from Keith Hoff. Hold on, let me get to that in a minute. I see you, Keith. Give me 1 second. Let me finish this. question. I appreciate the super chat. Thanks for the hookup, Mike. More to come. Thanks for the $2 donation, Keith. I appreciate that. Always appreciate the super chats. That's awesome. But back to the air vent system, what I was talking about. It's awesome because if I have 7 slots in the machine and 3 things are vended, it would tell me that 3 items have been sold. There's 4 items in there, and that when I go to do my refill, I need 3 of this item. If, let's say, for instance, that somebody sends me a message, because my card and my information will be right there on my machine in case somebody has a problem, because I want them to get their product if they put it in there and it malfunctions for whatever reason. Malfunctions will happen, but you probably want your ratio to be something like maybe between 3 to 5 per 100 VINs. You don't want to have a lot of issues. But let's say that there is somebody who doesn't get their product. They can contact me and tell me that they didn't get their product for B4. And I can look on there, and I know there was 7 products in that aisle, and it tells me that 3 of them have been vended. But when I look on there, it says that there's only 2 that's missing. I know that they didn't get their product. So I send them a promo code. They can type the promo code in, and then it'll spin the coil again, and it'll drop it for them. So I don't have to go to location. I don't have to worry about like paying people back their money. I can make sure they get their product on site at the moment. And it helps a lot because it tells me my cash purchases. It tells me my credit card purchases, which one from each day. And it lets me know how much is sold from each individual column. So the system is really nice. I'm really excited about working with it. I'm curious to see how it's going to do. But not really sure how it's going to do in those locations. If all else fails, the guy, he was honest with me. He told me they weren't the best or the greatest locations, the 2 that I'm getting. But there's 5 of them all together. And I'm just going to try them out to see what happens. I'm probably going to end up getting all 5 if I like the system. He has a couple other of the other 3 locations are actually better locations. But it's not a big deal for me. I still want to get them because I think it's worth it when I'm paying for the machines. And if I don't like it, I can relocate those machines into a better performing area and still throw another machine in there and maybe sell it or something.
Another super chat, integrity.
Oh, okay. Let me
Or you can read it right here. Actually, it just says thanks, Mike and Mark.
Thank you, Mike and Mark. Integrity Vending and Fun. Y'all make sure you go check out Integrity Vending and Fun. They have an awesome YouTube channel. I've been watching it myself every time they upload videos. She's really motivated. She's getting her son's super smart. They have awesome videos. They're putting out a bunch of candy machines. They're actually doing a giveaway right now. So y'all go check out that giveaway. It's I think it's a $50 what is it? Yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings, for some Buffalo Wild Wings. Super Bowl's coming up. So they're giving up a $50 card for Buffalo Wild Wings if you can guess how many gumballs are in the machine. So y'all go check out their channel. They have a real fun channel. It's fun to watch.
Speaking of which, guys, make sure you go check out my channel too.
Make sure you check out Shark Vending. I said it at the beginning, but we got a lot of more, probably different people on here now. So y'all go check out Mark Sydow. That's SYDOW. Check out his channel. He just started his channel about 2 weeks ago. He's already about to hit 300 subscribers.
Yeah.
You know how long it took me to hit 300 subscribers? Like, I notice now a lot more people are getting involved in vending, so that's good, man.
Yeah,
the community's
it makes
growing.
us feel good about doing it too. Like there's a purpose. We're not just doing this just to make money or doing. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge and stuff that I learned and got me into the position I'm in to purchase these vending routes off of YouTube channels. So thanks, Mike and Reyes.
Definitely. Hold on, one more thing. You know what? I gave Keith Hoff a shout out for his $2 donation. But I didn't tell you, go check out Keith Hoff's channel. Keith Hoff also has a YouTube channel. So y'all make sure you go check out his channel. He does a lot of the honor boxes. And that's the honor boxes, for those of you who aren't familiar with those. Those are the ones where the candy is just in a little box and it's open. It's not a machine that you put it in and then twist and get it out. It's based on the honor system. So you put some money in and then you take your candy. So he deals with a lot of those. I think he may have just recently bought a bulk machine. I'm not 100% sure. But he has a channel for anybody who has lower budget and wants to start with those. Those are a little cheaper to get into. And they're like a gateway to move into bulk machines. And then from bulk, you can maybe move into full line or even move up the chain as you go. But thank you also, Integrity Vending, one more time for the $5 donation that you gave. Definitely appreciate it. Appreciate all donations. That's awesome. Let me scroll back up and see what we have going on up here. Look at some of these other questions. These good questions. Shark vending. Can I retire off vending?
Yes. Yes, you can. I will. I'll approve that to you by the end of this year, guys.
Anything is possible.
Yes.
You know, and even with this, it's even probable because I know a lot.
It just depends on your quality of life too. What do you want? What do you need to retire off of? I mean, right now, you know, just off of the basic numbers, you know, I'll be pulling in $4,000 every couple months. I don't know, you know, I don't know how much you need to retire in your area, but you know.
Okay. Is this to cover you from lawsuits or does not also cover your machines? Well, liability coverage doesn't necessarily cover your machines. That's more just to protect you. And that's the 1-2 policy. Yep. The 1 million, 2 million, that's what you were even talking about earlier.
Right.
That 1-2 policy.
Yep.
So that's really just to cover your machines.
Standard.
That's strictly machines. The liability for if somebody gets into it, you know, an accident with your machine.
If the machine
falls on them, hurts them,
or you get cut on the any more of these days, guys, you guys got to just be careful. I mean, there's people just looking for a quick suit, you know. So
looking for lawsuits. So that just covers you. That's what you want to do is cover your liability. Now, as far as if you have a bunch of machines you bought online, it might not make the best sense to try to have your machines covered if you got a bunch of bulk.
Yeah,
a bunch of bulk vending machines you bought online for, you know, a few dollars each, whatever. Like, you're probably not trying to have insurance on those covered. I mean, I don't think that's going to make a lot of sense. And now, if you have a bunch of full line machines, then it makes more sense.
Right. Well, and it's the same. It's the same money no matter what, guys.
Yeah.
The insurance is just going to cover your LLC and your assets under that company.
So there are deductibles and all type of stuff.
There's a lot more to it, and like I said, it just depends on who you use. Just go through them and ask questions.
Somebody said here, when is the next trip to Vegas? When is the next Vegas trip?
I'll be out there Thursday.
He's going soon.
I'll be out there Thursday the 24th.
We're all going back March 26th for the National Bulk Vending Association. It's going to be me. Mark's going. I believe Jamie's going back. Jamie said he's going back, right?
Yep.
Brian LaRue from Vending Nation is going. Dominic from Dominic Barbado from his channel. He's up in New York.
I think Reyes.
Who else?
I don't know.
Reyes. I'm not sure if Reyes is going.
He's big time now.
I speak with Reyes. I speak with Reyes pretty regular, but I didn't ask him about if he's going to that. I'm not sure. He probably most likely will. I wouldn't see why he would miss it. I'm not sure who else. Maybe Neil from All Things Gumball. I speak with him on the phone.
Let's talk with Sean.
Sean Hoff.
Yeah.
Sean Hoff may be going. I still haven't spoken with Sean yet personally. I speak to him on Messenger quite a bit, but I haven't actually spoken with him. Sean's pretty busy over there, but we've been our times are off. He's in I'm in Florida, so I'm on the East Coast, and he's in California, so he's 3 hours behind. By the time he gets off, it's kind of late for me, and like I have other things going on, but maybe he'll meet up out there with us. But yeah, that's definitely going to be in March 26th through the 28th. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays during the week. I'm going to be there all week because I'm going out there with my girl. We're going to stay the weekend and everything. But I'll be there that entire week. I want to see a video with getting locations and making business cards. Okay, I'm gonna okay, I got somebody out here says they want to do it. Yeah, so we were gonna do a video like that today, but the time ended up running away from us, and it got dark. It gets dark early here right now. It's that time of year that it's getting dark early. It's already dark by 6 p.m. here. So when the time changes, okay, hold on. He's calling me right now. That's my arcade repairman. That's the guy who fixed up my Pac-Man machine. The Pac-Man machine that I went and bought, the cocktail table that has over 60 games in it, or that has 60 games on it. It had a coin slot, but there was no coin mech added to it. And I went over there. I found this guy who's local, and I ended up paying him. He looked out for me, did it super cheap, put it in, installed it for me myself. I did a whole video of him installing the coin mech on that machine. He actually builds them. He builds the all kind of arcade machines, the stand-up arcade machines, the sit-down cocktail table machines. He builds them himself from scratch. So I'm gonna be doing a lot of business with this guy. I don't know if he's watching my video. Maybe that's why he's calling me. But definitely going to be doing a lot of business with him. I'm going to be putting up a video on that for anybody who wants to see that. I'm working on the video for it right now. He's installing the CoinMech. So that'll be up for those of you who want to see that. Anybody who would be interested in that. And I'm going to put his information on there for anybody who would be interested in buying one of those machines. He's here in Florida, so maybe anybody local may be a good option. But I just had a new location, did $7 in 2 weeks at an auto repair shop.
Just remember, it's a new location, guys. So your first month or two on a new location might not be.
Sometimes it takes a while.
It takes a while to get the word out, or people that notify that they're there. A small machine can be overlooked real quick.
And then I've seen on the other end of the spectrum, I've seen it take off when you first put it in the first month, and then die down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like sometimes because it's new, it's like a neophyte. It's something that's new there. Everybody's on it. And then it'll start slowing down. So in the locations that I've noticed that happen, you know what I've done? When I start seeing the decline go down, I'll change up all the products.
Yep, change the
I'll
product.
Put new stuff in, and now it's new again.
From a triple head to a gumball. There's things you can do.
I leave, you know what? I still leave the triple head,
right?
But I'll put three separate products in there. Like I might change peanut M&Ms to Reese's Pieces for my chocolate. Maybe if it was Runts in there, I'll change it to Skittles for my candy. And then maybe the gumballs, I might change the Chiclets or something like that. You know what I mean? And now what I will do as far as changing the triple head to a gumball machine is, let's say it's a location that I don't feel is moving too fast. I feel it's moving kind of slow. Maybe I'll pull that out and I'll put that in a location that I feel is going to move faster. And then I just put a gumball machine in there so I don't lose the location. But the gumballs have a shelf life that they can last for up to a year. I can put that in there and I can let it sit 6 months before I do a location. And then now it makes a little more sense.
Yeah, now when you go out there, you might be making $10 a month,
sense, and my candy's not going to go bad.
Right, right.
Do you offer a percentage to your locations? No,
I don't ever offer it.
I never offer that. And if they ask,
if it's a deal breaker, if it's a deal breaker, and you know, if that's what you need to get started, then by all means do it. But
depends on how good the location is too.
Right.
You know, you don't want to offer a commission to a place that's going to make you $10 a month. Like, what are you going to give them, $1? Like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, always try to find a way around it. Tell them, you know, figure something else out. You know, what else can you offer that can create value to that person? Y'all hit that thumbs up button too while y'all on there watching. Thumbs up button. Y'all give us a thumbs up. It just helps YouTube to kind of take care of us for our time on here. They kind of recommend us to more people, and it just helps the videos out. So, you know, we really appreciate the thumbs up. They help. Even thumbs down helps. So it doesn't even matter. I don't care about thumbs up or thumbs down. Sometimes people have a negative thing to say about something, and sometimes corrective criticism is good. People have their ideas of what they feel is good and what they feel will work and won't work. So it's all cool. It doesn't matter. I accept criticism as well. And then there are just negative people who always have negative things to say, and they're going to be on there too. So it doesn't matter to me one way or the other. Sometimes those are your biggest motivators. When people tell me that I can't do something, instead of getting bent out of shape about it or telling me something won't work, I say thank you. Thank you, because make sure you leave your name. If you give me a thumbs down, make sure you comment. Leave me a comment, because when I'm successful and when I do make it work, I want you to be the first person that I contact to let you know that I did it. You know, so don't just leave me a thumbs down. If you leave me a thumbs down, leave me a comment that you left me a thumbs down with your name on it. Because when everything is successful, you will be the first person that I comment to, that I send you a message and let you know. Almost 6,000 subs. We got Dom on Dominic Barbado. Y'all make sure you go check out his channel too. He's going to be out there in Vegas with us. Almost 6,000. That's awesome, man. I know I'm getting close. I remember when I started, like, it was a struggle to get my first 100 subscribers. Man, you did it you're at what, almost 300 in the first 2 weeks. Yeah. It took me 2 months to hit my first 100 subscribers.
Thank you, guys. Hopefully I'm at 400 by the time this video ends.
Hey, that'll be awesome. Y'all go subscribe to Mark's channel. Y'all help him reach up there. We're trying to get him to 1,000. So me and Mark are definitely going to be working together. We might put up an arcade or a laundromat or something. We're working on some things right now. We're pretty close in vicinity. So it's easier for us to work together. You know, I'm close with Reyes and with Jamie, but they're just so far. They're on the other end of the spectrum from me. Reyes is way out on the East Coast in California. Jamie's all the way up north in New Hampshire. Like, we couldn't be further apart.
He said he got like 20 inches of snow yesterday. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. They had a snowstorm up there.
And he's out there delivering in it. Man, take my hat off to you, Jamie.
How do you buy established routes? Okay, I'm buying one now, but I'm gonna let Mark lead into this. How did you find your route?
So I actually came across my route on Facebook Marketplace, of all things. Like I said, you know, I just started watching Mike and a couple other guys a few months ago, back November of last year, October, November, and it really just got me motivated. Mike is a motivational man right here. If you guys can't take anything from this video, just if you guys have half his motivation, you guys can get anything done. That being said, no, I did look. I offer up all your media sites. Offer up, Let It Go, Craigslist. But I did find my current contact and that I got it through Facebook Marketplace, and he was only selling like 8 locations eight single locations. And then I asked him, well, how many does he have available? And he's like, oh, I have 140. I said, I want to buy them all. What kind of deal can we do on all? And, you know, that kind of shocked him because I don't know if he was ready to make that position, but, you know, it worked out for everybody in the end.
I got a question here. Okay, guy said, Timothy O's, most businesses fail in the first 5 years, but you're right, maybe a year now. You know what? I used to read a lot of stuff about business, a lot of books, and I used to get the Money Magazine and Entrepreneur, Inc., Forbes, all the business magazines of people that are super successful.
Right.
Just because I like to follow the habits of what wealthy people do. I want to figure out what sets them aside from the average person. How does Oprah Winfrey make so much money? How does Bill Gates make this money? What is it that drives these people to be so different?
Failure. You know why? Because all those people failed 10 times before they finally succeeded.
Michael Jordan missed 9,000 shots to be the greatest.
I mean, all right.
You see what I'm saying? There are failures there, but I mean, my understanding from what I've read is it says that it's between 2 to 3 years. That if you the first 2 to 3 years are the challenging years for business.
My whole point behind that was, guys, that businesses are closing down every month. Yeah. It don't matter where you live.
Definitely.
There's stuff opening and closing.
Some don't make it that long. Some close in the first year.
So, I mean,
they realize they don't want to do it, or something changes, or their circumstances change and they have to move, or they relocate, whatever it might be.
A couple of locations.
Hold on, I got another super chat there.
Go ahead.
Let me see what this is. I got another super chat here. Who is this? Okay, I got Anahi Jerez. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Anahi Jerez donated $1. Thank you, Anahi Jerez. There's no comment though, so I don't know if you got a channel, but we appreciate the donation definitely. Thank you for the donation. We got another one here, Jose Roche. Besides big businesses, what are ideal locations for sodas?
Auto repair shops.
Those are good. Dealerships are good. Factories, warehouses.
You said not big businesses though.
Besides big businesses. Okay, besides, like okay, all right. Okay, I read it wrong.
Barbershops.
Barbershops are good.
Yep.
Definitely like car garages, apartments. You can get into apartment complexes. Like, just go to the management. I got a video where I got I got my combo machine in there. It's placing my combo machine and how I got a 204 unit apartment complex, I think was the title of it. And you can look that one up. And I went around all day. I was asking just different businesses to place machines. And I wasn't strictly asking for strictly full line, or I was just asking to place a machine in general. Hey, I'm a local vendor, Chrome Vending. I showed them my business card. I showed them my YouTube channel that I have vending machines. These are the machines that I have. You can get a print up of the type of machines that you offer, put it into a nice folder, take it in and show them and say, hey, I'm a local vendor. Would you consider having a vending machine in here? I offer snack and soda machines, maybe for your tenants here who staying at the apartment complex, wherever you're staying, maybe your employees, your customers, if it's a small business. If you'd be interested, I also have small machines, candy gumball machines. Some businesses don't want to have that because they feel like it'll be candy and gum all over the floor. That's when you can say, well, if maybe you won't be interested in that, but maybe to keep the kids entertained during business hours.
You should never limit yourself to one option, guys.
Maybe you'll be interested in the capsule machines.
Right. And you can sell the
sticker
location.
tattoos, something like that.
You could sell a location without even having the machines, guys. You guys, I mean, I'm fortunate enough that I bought a ton of machines and I have spares and everything like that, so it's not a huge deal for me to swap machines in and out. But like, even if you guys are just starting off and you only have one machine, if you're going out for the day, you get your first location, don't just stop. You got you got that motivation. You guys, when you get your first location or you find locations, it pumps you up and it gets you in the right mood to go out there, and you get that rhythm going, and that's when you land 3 or 4 or 5 locations in a day. And even if you don't have the machines to place them, that's fine. Now you got the location. Now you can go out there and buy that machine or borrow money from your wherever. You can borrow money from a brother, sister, girlfriend, mom. Like, you're talking, you can get a brand new machine, $100, and just make that investment. And now that you have the location, you can hopefully get that money back in 3, 4, 5 months. And then now you're starting to grow into bigger and better things. Don't ever sell yourself short, guys.
Those victories build confidence. Every time you have one little small victory, it's going to build confidence. And confidence is what you need to achieve anything in life. You got to have confidence. And it all starts with small victories. Like the saying, I always say this all the time. People who follow me and always on here, they know what I'm about to say. By the yard, it's hard, but inch by inch, anything's a cinch. So if you just take it in small increments, you might not be able to achieve a large goal at one time, but you can achieve a small one. And if you can achieve one small goal toward whatever it is you're doing every single day, 365 days in a year, it's 365 days in a year. If you have 365 small victories,
that's a good year.
Think about what you can accomplish. Let's say you spent 30 minutes and you wanted to learn to play the piano. Not to get off the subject, but just to give a metaphorical example. Let's say that you spent 30 minutes a day, every single day, and you say you don't want anything to interfere with it, so you're going to do it from 4:30 in the morning to 5, because nothing's going to interfere with that. You're going to get up a little bit early. You're going to invest 30 minutes to learn how to play the piano. Imagine how well, okay, yeah, I see that. Let me finish my statement before I forget. Let's say that you get up every morning and you invest that 30 minutes towards that. At the end of 365 days, imagine how well you're going to be playing the piano. Let's say that you wanted to take it towards exercising. You want to get your body in shape. And you wake up and you invest that 30 minutes to do 30 minutes on the Stairmaster, or to do some push-ups or some sit-ups or something. Imagine the change that you're going to have in your body at the end of that year, just investing that 30 minutes there. Now, let's say you take that same principle and you apply it to a business, whether it be vending or just and my channel is about vending, true enough, but it's really about creating passive income and forming a way to get away from your active income job where you're working for somebody else 8 to 10 hours a day, whatever it is. Take the extra hour when you get home or 2 and invest it in some kind of business for yourself. Whether you're starting in the beginning doing research, that's where it starts. You're trying to create something. Is this something that I can do? If you see yourself doing it, can I make money doing this? Okay, now, yeah, maybe I could. Let me find out some more information about it. You start Googling online. You start looking for books, seeing other people who are doing it, other people who are successful, people who can be mentors to you, who can show you their principles that work. That's one of the greatest things. Reading, doing research on something, and finding a mentor, somebody who has been there, who's being successful at something. Like, I'm always looking for people I mean, I've had my successes, but I don't.
No,
even
I'm
consider
saying like you're my mentor. Like, this
Yeah.
is me.
I mean, I've had my successes, but there are people who are way more successful than me in vending, and I'm still learning, you know. And a lot of time, I just learn based on trial and error. I'm just not scared to try. I don't care about investing some money. If I lose it, I lose it. Who cares? I'm gonna find a way to make it back. I mean, I'm gonna find a way to make it work, regardless if my machine works or not. I make a video on it, and now I made YouTube pay me something, and maybe it's not a lot right now, but that's even building. You know, I'm building a audience of people who they want to figure out a way to make it work as well, and they see that there's something there. It's not going to make you rich overnight, but there is something there, and there's ways to make money with it. Let me go straight to the super chat because I've been getting some people who are donating money, and I definitely want to shout them out. Jamie Ibanez. Y'all go check out Jamie Ibanez's channel. I was watching his channel over the weekend. He's got a great channel. I think his videos starting out, he hasn't been doing it that long neither. His videos starting out are way better than mine were when I started. But then again, like I say, I didn't know anything about technology. I kind of started learning as I started dealing with YouTube. I started learning more about technology. But like I said, I wasn't scared to hold my phone up and just start recording. And, you know, I know that I've come a long way. If you go back and look at my first videos to the point where I'm at now, my videos have improved, and I still have a long way to go. You know, I still am not satisfied with my videos. I want to learn how to do it with this camera, you know, a camera that actually one of my subscribers sent me. I've been looking at buying some microphones and some good cameras because now I'm getting to the point where I want my videos to be better. But the issue I'm dealing with is the learning curve with the editing software on the computer. I still have to continue to learn. But like, you know, my channel wasn't really good. My videos I don't consider were really good. I don't think they were very good in the beginning. This guy started out, and I don't know if he knows something about technology from the beginning, but his videos started out really good. So shout out to Jamie Ibanez. Thank you for the $2 donation. I appreciate it, definitely. He had an issue with some rats in his machine recently. I watched that video, so that's a shame. I was about to get a location recently. I have a soda machine there, and I was going to put a snack machine in there because they were asking about it. But then they told me he had some rats coming through the roof. So I kind of had a similar situation that slowed me down from putting the machine in. And he's trying to get that rat situation taken care of. Luckily, they haven't got into my soda machine. But he said, should I sell my location with employee vandalism? That's kind of something you're going to have to... I can't really guide you one way or the other with that. I had vandalism at my apartment complex where they broke the plexiglass on my combo machine. If you want to go check out that video, I dealt with that issue as well. And I ended up having a camera installed in there, and it comes directly to the phone. The image is there. So that was how I was able to deal with it. And I haven't had an issue since. Sometimes you can install cameras to see if that might help, depending on how your location is. If you have an outside location where anyone has access to it, maybe you want to get a cage around it. I looked into even cages, and I'm still trying to figure out maybe how I can maybe do some welding to weld my own on there. I'm still looking into that, and I'm getting in contact. But I have so many different things going on right now. It's hard to stay up on each individual one and get the videos out fast enough because things are really happening fast now. My network is growing, and network equals net worth, you know, so always improve your network. But I can't really guide you on that subject. That's something that you can do, that you're going to have to come to terms with, Jamie. You can look at my video and see how I dealt with it and maybe try to look for things around it. Maybe it will be a good idea for you to sell it, or maybe you can figure out how to do something. What is your take on it?
I would personally address it with, you know, depending on the situation, I guess I'd most definitely address it with the location's owner, manager. You know, there's got to be a reason why or what, you know, go into more detail about what actually happened. But, you know, yeah, I don't know. I would most definitely, me personally, I would most definitely bring it up with the location's owner.
Okay, I got another super chat here. $1.99 from Brawley Vending. Thanks, Mike. First collection vid this week. Awesome. Y'all go check out Brawley Vending. I don't know that I've checked. I'm always looking at vending channels. Anybody who's getting started, I want to see what they have going on, things like that. So I'm always looking at different ones. I haven't seen this one yet, but I'm definitely gonna go check it out. Brawley Vending. Y'all go check out Brawley Vending. They got their first collection video this week, so y'all go follow that story. Thank you for the $2 donation. Definitely appreciate it. All donations are always appreciated. So thank you all who have donated on here with the super chats. This talk is so rich, very motivational from Integrity Vending. Yeah, I mean, you have to stay in that mind state. You know, you have to talk it, you have to speak it, you have to see it, you have to visualize. Because if you, some people are so clouded with negative thoughts that I mean, there's people like that, they're so pessimistic because all they've ever done is lost. They've always lost, they've always failed, they don't know how to do anything else. They don't know how to win. You got to try winning because winning is addictive. Once you win, you get your first location, it's like, I want to get another one. Or, you know, just to associate it to vending. But anything else, you know, anything you win in, you want to continue to win. And, you know, and that's not saying be a sore loser. If you lose, you don't look at it in a negative way. Look at it as a learning experience. How can I learn from this failed attempt? You know, all it is a failed attempt. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you had a failed attempt. You attempted something and it wasn't successful as you wanted, but you can learn something from it. So, I mean, that's how I look at things.
I learn new things every day, guys.
I'm always learning things
I've failed at many opportunities, some more costly than others, but that's fine. That's how you live and learn. You know, you're not going to get places to... What?
I'm just laughing at some of the stuff people put on here, man.
Yeah, that's all some of the comments.
I'm not even going to repeat some of the stuff. Shout out from Texas. Okay, Magdalena M. What the? Okay, I don't know what that is. Okay, Taz G's clowning on here. All my best wishes, fans. Okay. Hey guys, any info to start vending in Canada? I'm not really familiar. Uh-oh, look who joined the party. Shadow wanted a little bit of attention. I'm not really familiar with the vending system in Canada.
I do know our triple head, the Venstar 3000s do take Canadian quarters, so something to look into.
Yeah, I've also heard someone say that they accept euros. I haven't tried to put a lot of those
I know I've found them in my machine. So
I hope to find some euros in mine because the value is a little higher than the American currency. But the one vending machine that I do know that they have in Canada that I actually did a video about a long time ago, one of my earlier videos, there was a guy who has a marijuana vending machine in Canada that I saw, and I thought it was interesting. This guy, he has like a snack machine set up, and he has multiple size baggies that he sells, anywhere from like 20 to even going into the hundreds of dollars. And I believe it's at a dispensary because that's not just going to be in any location.
Just have that sitting.
Yeah, you're going to have security there. But this guy said that he has to restock his machine between 4 to 6 times a day. A day. And his machine starts from like $20 to into the hundreds. So that, and this guy, he's been doing it. He said that he had been doing his business for not even a year, just a few months, and he was already netting 6 figures. Like, so that just lets you know. I was like, wow, maybe I'm selling the wrong product here. And I know that there's controversy about the legality of it because it's legal state-wise. The state has made it legal in a lot of places.
Just goes to show you
but federally it's still illegal. Right. They just turned their head. But, you know, it's something that I'm not really willing to take a chance in. Now, if it was something that was completely legal and I could get a license for it and this and that,
but possibly, I don't know. That guy did take the opportunity and he did capitalize on it. So it doesn't always work out, but in that case, that's awesome.
It's almost like the cigarette vending that they had and all that type of stuff there. I don't know. I'm not saying that I would. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I don't really know. I don't know how the regulations are. As of now, I wouldn't do it just because I don't want to put myself in that type of position. But y'all do me a favor. Anybody who's new that's coming on to the chat now, Y'all do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. It definitely helps, you know, YouTube to boost the videos up, and it's kind of a way for YouTube to take care of us.
And go check out my page.
Make sure you go check out Sharks Vending. It's under Mark Sydow. For anybody new coming on, y'all want to check out this guy, y'all can find him at Mark Sydow. That's SYDOW. Y'all go check out his channel. I'm enjoying the comments here. I'm getting a lot of good comments here. I have a beginner's guide. Just uploaded it today. Okay. Brandon B&B. Let's see here. People probably thumbs down the video before they even watch it. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, you know what? I've kind of noticed. I've noticed it's almost like a 10%. Everything that I've noticed. Like usually the thumbs up is around 10% of what the views are, and then the thumbs down are generally around 10% of what the thumbs up are. So even on, I mean, the more views you get, the more your thumbs down is going to go up. They're always going to be there.
I'm starting to get some now. You know what? I love it though, because the haters are always the one that's going to watch your entire video. They're watching that whole 18-minute video. So hey, that's fine. Hate on, brother. So
it's always going to be there. And you know what? I mean, like, I don't mind. I don't really care, because thumbs up, thumbs down, it's all interaction with my channel. But why hit the thumbs down button and not leave a comment of what you think?
At least let me know why you don't like it.
It'd be more beneficial to leave a comment and say what you think was negative about the video, because you know you're not going to appeal to everyone. The way my understanding is, everybody that you come across in life, you're going to come across 4 different types of people. You're going to come across 25% of people that are just, they're not going to like you no matter what. There's nothing you can do to change that. You're going to come across another 25% of people that they may not like you, but maybe based on circumstances or time, they can grow to like you, you know? Then you're going to come across another 25% that they will like you, but maybe based on those same types of circumstances or based on time and things that happen, they'll grow not to like you. And then you'll have another 25% of people that will be in your corner. They're going to like you no matter what. So you're not going to appeal to everyone. And, you know, the more that you get out there in front of people, you got to grow thicker skin, because there are just going to be people who don't like you for whatever reason. But you know what? That shouldn't stop you from doing anything. Like, there are people, for the most part, I get a lot of great comments, a lot of great viewers, great subscribers. And then I had people who just comment ridiculous things sometimes. And it's there, you know, it's always going to be there. It's just, there are some idiots out there sometimes who want to put negative things on there, who just, no matter what, they have negative comments to say about anything that you can do. And a lot of that time, these are the people who are never going to be successful. They have no clue of how to do it. And it's fine, you know, you don't waste your time on people like that. But then you have other people that are encouragement. You know, these are the type of people that they encourage you to keep going. And, you know, through them, they help you be successful. And in return, you can try to give what you can back. You know, it's all about networking.
Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start a YouTube channel. And that's why I've only started this 2 weeks ago. And you didn't get to see a lot of my collection videos from when I first took the route over. But I do this because, you know, there is kids like Azan out there, these young kids that are trying to do something with their lives. And,
exactly.
And you know, I'm not that old, but if I can teach you anything, or if you can get one bit of information that's going to help you better yourself better than I was at 13, 14, 15, absolutely. That's motivation for me right there. And it's never too early or too late to start on this, guys. That's kind of been my motivator to push towards having a YouTube channel, is because, you know, people aren't going to like everything I have to say. And if you do, great. But if not, hey, look, I'm not going to lose sleep at it at the end of the night. And, you know, if I know I'm helping, you know, the 2 or 3% of the people out there that really need it, then that's all that matters to me.
Let me see this. So I saw a comment there that I wanted to answer to. Brawley Vending. He said, what is the biggest YouTube mistake that I've made and the biggest vending mistake that I've made? Probably on YouTube when I first started out and I was filming with my phone, my camera. I had the portrait angle like this right here rather than the widescreen angle. And so if you see a lot of my early videos, and it took me forever to figure this out because I told you
You told me after my second video.
Yeah, I was completely like I was completely unaware and incognizant of what I needed to do to hold that camera. I didn't know. So I held it in the portrait angle, and as I was holding in the portrait angle, in all my early videos, you'll see on the screen there'll be a little black stripe here and a black stripe here, and then the video is right in the middle. So I would say starting out, that was one of my bigger mistakes that I made in YouTube, that I wish I would have been holding it in the widescreen so that I would have had a full screen when people watch my videos. As far as vending, the biggest mistake that I made probably was not starting earlier. Not starting this when I was a kid.
If you would have told me 4 months ago that I'd have 200 vending machines, I'd say you're crazy. But yeah, and it's
you never know what you're going to come across.
Never know what you're going to come.
And you know which way things are going to take you. And then vending led you to YouTube.
Yeah.
And now you're doing YouTube.
Yeah.
So like you've got two hustles out of it now.
Yep.
And then now you're going to be doing the money thing, and like you started like
all
all the same things that happened for me.
Yep.
Now I've started finding ways about the money. You know, maybe I'll do a video on trying to post some of these dollars that I find, and like I've read a lot about it. I've been doing research on it. I've been saving stuff, and I'm finding that the value in numismatics, which is really like the study of collecting money and things like that, that a lot of time these bills, these rare bills with certain serial numbers or certain error codes and older bills, great condition, like they have a higher value than actual face value. So, you know, I've been kind of following it and putting some stuff aside, and I did a video where I went and spoke with a collector. I'm going to go speak with another collector because I always like to get differences of opinions from different people who are so-called experts, or at least who have more experience in the area than I do.
Everybody's a professional in their own mind, guys.
I get different ideas from different people. You know, you just gotta go and shop around, and I'm gonna go get some different perspectives on things. And you know, that's how I learn things. I ask questions, and you know, some people have made comments on my videos that I'm asking questions, and maybe some of them seem stupid to them. But, you know, for me, that when I don't know, that's how I'm going to learn. I have to ask those questions. And maybe it's something that's simple for someone else. But if I don't know it, then, you know, for me, then maybe it's somebody else who doesn't know it. So I ask the question, I put it up on the channel, and then people can see it. I remember Oprah Winfrey. She was one of the most successful interviewers ever, you know.
Because she asked the right question.
And what was Oprah's catch slogan? Oprah asked the questions the people want to know.
Yep.
Right? So I have to ask questions that maybe people want to know. People watching my channel, maybe a young kid who's inspired and want to try something to make them some extra money so he don't have to get an allowance from mommy and daddy. Or maybe a kid who doesn't have a mommy and daddy who's going to give him an allowance, who has to make it on his own. Maybe this is something that they can do to start some money rotating through their pocket. Yeah, I mean, you just never know. So I go out there and I ask questions that I need to know, that I don't know, and I put them up here for maybe the people who are watching and they want to know. But it's just like the old saying, the only stupid question is the one you don't ask. You know, never be afraid to ask a question, no matter how simple or logical it might sound, or maybe people will laugh at you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. If you don't know, ask. And if somebody doesn't want to tell you, ask somebody else. Eventually, somebody's going to give you the answer. And you just never be afraid of what people think. Who cares? Like, half the time, 80% don't care, and the other 20% glad as you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So people don't really care anyway. So ask your questions. If you ask me, and if I have an answer, I'll give you my understanding for it the best that I can. Andrew Gonzalez Jr. This guy's got an account. You know what? I found this guy's account over the weekend, and he does a lot of things for PayPal, like how to make money with PayPal. So he says, I hate when people give us thumbs down and they continue to watch our videos.
I'm telling you, man, that video time, man, I hate
it. You know what? In the beginning, I would look at it and I'm like, why? Like, why did somebody put thumbs down on there? Like, what is it? You know, I kind of took it a little personal at first, you know? Yeah. When I was at my first 100 subscribers, I was like, okay, you know, am I doing something wrong, this and that? And then I was like, no, you know, I'm going to take it as corrective criticism. What can I do to always improve my channel? But you know what? Just the thing that I wish is that if somebody does hit it, just tell me why. Why do you think so? You know, it's no big deal if you don't like. Maybe you just don't like me, or maybe you don't like the way I talk. People always comment on here the way I talk,
Exactly.
saying all type of stuff. But you know what?
There's no need for all
you don't
that.
have to have the best education, like I say before. You don't have to be the best looking, the best shape, be born with a silver spoon. You know, you don't have to talk a certain way. You don't have to be a certain race or a certain height or a certain whatever it is. Like, anybody can be successful. There are successful people in all walks of life. So just keep pushing, keep grinding, make your money. We gonna get out of here. We've been on here for a while. How long we been on here now?
30
We've been on here over an hour and a half now. So I appreciate everybody for coming on here. I appreciate the super chat donations that people left on here. That's awesome. I appreciate all the thumbs up everybody left. Thank y'all for spending your time on here with us tonight. Thank you for the wonderful comments. Y'all do us a favor, hit that thumbs up button one more time for all the new people on here before you leave. It really does help. And I'll see you next time I make another video. And me and Mark getting out of here. All right.